What up, YouTube? Back at it again. We are checking out Patreon requests. So we got Tim Minchin coming up. Do me a favor and go support Tim. Go like, go subscribe. It's been a while since I've done any Tim stuff on the channel. There's a reason for that. I'll show you why right now. Unfortunately, I can't really touch most of his stuff. I got lucky with having some of the stuff stick around. A lot of the stuff that I've done of his got taken down. So I have to be very careful. Now, luckily, if you guys are watching, you've probably seen this routine before, or this song before, and I kind of thought I had too. This might have been one of the ones they deleted, because I had a period of time where a couple years ago I was doing a lot of Tim stuff, but now I'm not. Well, I haven't even been requested in a while. Let me get lyrics up real quick for this. But even if I had done this and had heard it, which I don't think that I have, because I searched all my save stuff too, then it would have been 2 years ago and I would have only seen it once. So we could always come back and check the stuff out. But Tim's awesome. Tim is he's why am I 25 seconds into this? He's too smart for me, so it's often tough to kind of keep up. But I'll do my best. Because there's so many hidden layers to what he puts together, from like especially some of the older stuff from a more of a satirical standpoint. But he's fantastic. What a treasure. Love to have you guys here as well. If you could, make sure you smash that like. Make sure you're subscribed. Appreciate it very much. It does help the channel. Let's dive in. Happy Friday.
It's funny, actually. I sometimes, because there's a bit of language in that piece, and I got a letter recently from a woman when I was performing in Perth, saying that she didn't see why I had to use such crass language, and I wrote back sort of explaining that language changes. You know, our whole vernacular is different, and the moral standards change, and that these words are in common usage now. And I cited this. It's a true story. I saw on the front page of the Australian newspaper the word "fuck." Like on the front page of the paper. I mean, things have changed, and all I had to do to get away with it was spell it F***K. It's really weird that a little star could be enough to soothe our fickle outrage, you know. And anyway, because the F***K is so commonly used these days, it actually these days means fuck. More than fuck means fuck. It's almost a counterproductive disguise. It's like a
It's funny he mentions that too, because when I Googled the lyrics, Google wouldn't even finish the sentence in some of these like pages. It's interesting. Yeah. All right. Anyways, let's keep it going.
pedophile wearing brown tinted aviator glasses when he goes to the pool. If anything, it makes him look more like a pedophile. Strangely.
Like the fake mustache, too. Nothing weird about that. We see you.
Also pointed.
No, we don't see you. Sorry.
Strangely, and I also pointed this out in my letter, the protection afforded the word fuck by the humble asterisk does not necessarily apply to all words, even seemingly innocuous, perfectly harmless words. Like any word, like take the word finger, for example, perfectly harmless word, but when used in a sentence such as, I want to finger your mum, it could be construed by some censors as deemed offensive. Now, you'd have to say that the offensive word in that sentence is the word finger, used in this case as a verb or a doing word. But you would not get that sentence on the front page of the Australian newspaper by spelling it F***G-E-R. And that's because it's the context in which the word is used that makes it offensive. In which case, you might be better off spelling the sentence, I want to finger your M***. I guess the reason I brought that up, I guess what I'm saying is, if anyone has been offended so far by anything, if you're the sort of person that finds any of that sort of stuff objectionable, or for that matter, if you're a religious person, might want to pop out for about 5 minutes. This is a song about anal sex and God. It's called 10-Foot Cock and a Few Hundred Virgins. So you're gonna live in paradise with a 10-foot cock and a few hundred virgins. So you're gonna live in paradise with a 10-foot cock and a few hundred virgins. So you're gonna sacrifice your life for a ride on a UFO. And when the Lord comes down in his shimmering chariot of salvation, you're gonna be the first to know. Oh. And
it's interesting because there's like there's writings like, and this is we're like poking, like it's satire, guys. We're poking fun at religion specifically, and if you go back to like there's ancient writings and stuff, like there's these sort of like and actually in a few different religions. I'm not sure if we're zeroing in on like specifically like Islamic, for example. Like and he's taken it to sort of somewhat of like an extremist level, but we're poking fun somewhat at the idea that in the next life you're with, you know, that's kind of the goal is you know, it's is basically it, for lack of a better term, that's sort of what heaven might look like, right? You're gonna live in paradise with a 10-foot cock and you know, all these virgins, a few hundred virgins, whatever. It's interesting. We'll keep listening here, but this is this is not for the. I mean, if sometimes, you know, if you're super religious and that's your thing, then yeah, I mean, either if you're easily offended, if you know how to take shit comedy with a grain of salt, then good for you.
you're gonna be the first to know. Oh. And so if God was there from the very beginning, he invented men and women, then he also invented wanking, then he said wanking was sinning. So now if I'm feeling randy, I'm not allowed to hand shandy, but having sex with my family, that is just fucking great. It's all there.
Yeah, so it's commentary not just on masturbation being a sin. Obviously, he brings up incest as well as being a sin. So it's like it's sort of poking fun at the idea of God as a whole. With if you're going to believe in that created this wonderful, this man and woman with these inherent urges to do certain things, you know, why not create the ability to the ability to kind of fix things in you know, more realistic, kind of humane and I guess you know, more sympathetic, empathetic ways that it's interesting, the contrast he's laying out. But anyways, we'll keep it going.
Out to hand shandy, but having sex with my family, that is just fucking great. It's all there in Ezekiel 8. And just before he opens up his big pearly gate and says that it's a sin to take it up the date, even if it's great, even with your cowboy mate. So you're gonna live in paradise with a 10-foot cock and a few hundred virgins. So you're gonna sacrifice your life for a shot at the greener grass. And when the Lord comes down with his shiny rod of judgment, he's gonna...
His shiny rod of judgment. I'm sorry.
Comes down with his shiny rod of judgment. He's gonna kick my heathen ass. Oh. So if you cover the bodies of your women, everybody is grinning because black is so slim, and though it's not great for swimming, but it gives you an erection with the increased sexual tension. What with the UV protection, that is second to none. You'll find it all in the Quran, just next to the bit that justifies guns.
See, he's not even singling out like one religion. Again, we're talking about it's just religion as a whole. He's just bringing up a couple and their teachings, but
all in the Quran, just next to the bit that justifies guns and says that it's a sin to take it up the bum, even if it's fun, even with permission from your mum. So you're gonna live in paradise with a 10-foot cock and a few hundred virgins. So you're gonna sacrifice your life for a shot at eternity. And when the Lord comes down and I haven't done my penance, He's gonna disembowel me. Oh, you say that if I stumbled on a watch, I'd assume it had a watchmaker, that a muffin presupposes a baker, so we must agree sooner or later that this proves there's a creator. So if I put my foot in a stinker, you'd assume the existence of a sphincter, thus you don't need to be a great thinker to conclude that God's a bum, which negates the words of Genesis 1, which make him out to be so much fun, until Adam succumbed to temptation, and then his only son got nailed to a gum, or the Middle Eastern equivalent, which suggests that God's omniscience is nullified by his ambivalence, unless it turns out that he's impotent, and if God can't get a boner, I guess that explains the plethora of huge erections in his honor, because we all know steeple's just a subconscious compensatory manifestation of a huge stiff penis, and still he tells us that it's heinous to stick a penis up your anus, even if you're famous, even if you're good at tennis. So you're gonna live in paradise, the devil's not gonna be one virgin, so you're gonna sacrifice your life for a ride on a UFO. And when the Lord comes down with his big, stiff, slippery rod of judgment, oh, I'm gonna be the first to go. He's gonna send me down below. He's gonna whip me like a hoe. Do you really think so? I'm gonna be the first to go.
I kind of miss checking out his stuff, just his genius. Like with this, it's, just, I mean, just musically and crazy lyrically and I guess theologically. Let me read these lyrics because he goes fast. The last verse there, or maybe it was last or second to last, our watchmaker. Interesting, like critique on, your sort of your Paley's watch, right? Just like with saying like the complexity of a watch, much like the complexity of our universe, is sort of proves this existence of this great designer, right? But also talking about like sort of tongue in cheek with like the human anatomy doesn't really prove any great existence of any super intelligent deity, I guess is kind of what we're going there. But and also with the arguments of you can create such intricate beings, and it's so thought out, it's so impressive, but then like on the flip side of that, these things that are quote unquote identified and defined as sins that are also within the creation and inherently sort of like just it's natural for a lot of beings, not just humans, but it's interesting when you have this like hypocrisy with religious rules, and that was one of them, like with where did he say God basically inventing men and women, but with the biological urge for masturbation, and masturbation to be a sin, and then the constant references to butt stuff, and in literally I think in every verse he references the fun of some butt stuff. Yeah, and then you go back to this sort of the like this reward system of what you're doing in your current life and being rewarded, and hence the name of the song with the 10-foot cock and the virgins, like this hyper materialistic fantasy that's envisioned, that's actually written not word for word verbatim, but somewhat, I guess, generally sort of paraphrased in some of the writings as far as your next life and what you sort of aim to strive for. Um, it's just your the inconsistencies of like your Abrahamic religions, and specifically the concept of heaven is I feel like where he's going with that. But um yeah, I mean, you not you, the collective you, anybody, he could spend all day poking holes in religious texts. I could, you could. It's not hard. It's some of it, it gets overlooked, some of it gets kind of rewritten, some of it gets kind of pushed under the rug. But on the other side of it, and I'll just play devil's advocate, a lot of the times religion to people doesn't have to be word for word. It could just be a feeling. And if you have experienced something in your life that you believe that waking up and praying to something or for something has either come to fruition or has enhanced your life, or what you think of your afterlife, or whatever you have in your head, as far as your beliefs in that, if that makes you wake up happier, I don't care. And I don't think he cares, and I don't think anybody really cares, as long as it doesn't offend them, or it's not, thrown in their face. Somebody who is, as Tim's been, very vocally just anti-religion, and that he's made that very clear, for numerous reasons with other stuff that he's done. But only for like, he's not like a dangerous advocate to speak out against. It's more so in this. Again, this is satire. There's a wide gap between understanding entertainment and then understanding something that's violent or offensive, if that makes sense. Tim's an entertainer, and he's thoughtful. Tim is a scholar. Tim is a musician. Tim is fantastic. Tim is a treasure. Go support Tim. I don't know if I'm just kind of talking at this point. I don't know if I understood the song correctly. You can never really hope to like get all of his hidden meanings in his songs. You could just sit back and read the lyrics and listen to how he's framing things and take your best shot. But anyways, go support Tim. Go like, go subscribe. Of course, love to have you guys here as well. Make sure you smash that like. Make sure you're subscribed. I hope I can post this because I've had issues in the past. We shall find out. We'll talk to you on the next.